price or rate for some people?
Yeah, Fan Expo. Did you like that footage?
Oh yeah, that was some pretty nice footage of the big extravaganza here in Big Smoke TO, known as the Fan Expo.
Ends the summer. That's how our summer ends.
It went with a bang, yes. Fan Expo 2017. Another year, another Fan Expo.
How about you, Mike? Did you have a good time?
I did. I kind of wish I had like a 3-day pass, because
Yeah.
Those were the days.
You can't see it all. You can't see it all. Yeah, it was
You can't
nice.
you can't do it justice in one day. I know what you're saying, but like,
Maybe
you know
next
what?
year.
You can't give such commitments to things that sometimes, without compromising the rest of your life. So you always have to do that fine balancing act thing,
Yeah.
Think about it. Ever since I started collecting comic books in a series for about 3 years ago, every year I really hum and haw about going to the show. Yeah, it's every year. Look, since Informa PLC, a UK-based multinational company that runs and owns trade shows and does academic publishing, acquired Hobby Star Marketing in 2013, ticket prices have steadily increased to the point where I have to crunch numbers and do a personal cost-benefit analysis before deciding whether to go.
Yeah.
That's how I decide whether I'm going. I don't know about you guys.
Well, you didn't have to decide nothing this year, that's for sure. Your
Well,
cost benefit out analysis was zero, so let's not kid each other here.
Yeah.
So,
But for people that were not able to get in for free, look, the Saturday advance ticket price was $60 Canadian at the door. 65. Okay. Now, think about it this way. I can see at least 3 movies at the theater for that price. Would I be provided with at least 6 hours of entertainment for my bucks?
Yeah, but are you going to run into Richard Dreyfuss at the movie theater?
No, of course, and like I said, I must say, I give shout out to Big Uncle S there for the free passes that were left
Sandy,
for me. Yeah.
Are you going to run into Famke Janssen at the movie theater?
Yeah, but look, I should preface my interest and level of interaction for comic shows. I don't really read current Marvel or DC books, and I've never really collected original comic book art. So there's no need for me to attend panels or line up in Artist Alley. I'm there strictly to wander around the floor, hunt for great deals on books or statues and chat with regular guys I deal with on a frequent basis and just catch up. Now, that's top of the mind for me, so that, you know what? I also had to think about it. That was going to be a very long day. See, I also had an Alice Cooper Deep Purple concert that same night.
Yeah.
So I was going to be tired at the end of this. I got home, I had 20 minutes, not even time to get changed, and off I was down to Toronto again.
What you're saying is you don't get as excited about the Fan Expo as me and Mike do.
Hey, having said all that, I had a really, really good show.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I had a fantastic time. For all 4 days, busy as hell, but I didn't get anything done we needed to do. First of all,
you ran the marathon, man. The gamut of obligations.
Yeah, I didnn't get Jim Lee to sign I bought that graphic novel off Sandy to get him to sign it. No chance to get that done.
I bought the book too, never had to get signed, and that was a big book to lug around.
I was gonna get a Jaws lobby card and get Richard Dreyfuss to sign it. Never got that done.
I never stood in line and waited to get Adam Hughes to get my book signed. So be it.
No Adam Hughes either. And Jason Isaac, I was kind of playing with that idea as well. No dice.
But you know what? This is life, guys. Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. Okay, so you always go with these things you think you want to do, and you end up doing sometimes completely different things. But like I said, at the end of it, were you satisfied? Yes, I was.
Oh, you had a great time.
Absolutely.
A great time, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So I think we can discuss as we go along, but let's start by showing some of the books that or some of the some of the things that we acquired at the Fan
Not
Expo.
just books.
It's not just books, and sweet swag. And who's going to start first, Mike or Jose?
I think special guest Mike will be hitting lead off.
You got some for us?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. No more wasting time here.
Okay, so this is our first batch of books. We got some Silver Age goodness here, some sweet swag haulage from special guest Mike here. And I'm introducing these books because I was flipping them there like batting practice, and he was hitting them off the fence and into the seats, man.
Oh man, it was like surfing. Okay, I'm just standing back, and he's just the wave. I'm just catching those waves.
I'm selling
That's
the
it.
books for the dealer from him now. Look, okay, we're gonna not say who the dealer is, but we'll say this. Anybody who's watched our episodes, this dealer, he has multiple locations in Southern Ontario, and 2 of the 3 principal are Overstreet Market advisors. So if people in the know, we know what we're talking about here, but these are all from the same dealer. To start with, this is a sweet, sweet book. This is Brave and the Bold, issue 61, Mike, from...
From where? What do you want from?
September
Oh, you want that from- it's
1966.
August 65, dude.
August 65. Okay, so
Yeah,
here we-
covers Murphy Anderson.
classic Murphy Anderson cover, yes.
Now, 2 things about this. Let's just quickly go into the grade because this was a half-price bin.
Yes,
And
half
you were-
price.
And you dug this out, and it's like, oh, I already have this. And I said, well, I'll take it then. I'll take it then. I did about half of the show's worth of stuff. Anyway, the big deal about this is, and you're gonna speak on this at least, is this really the first Golden Age Black Canary?
Oh.
Diana Drake Lance.
If you're saying, is this the first Silver Age appearance of the
Of a
Golden Age character?
Age.
It may very well be. This issue also contains the origin story of both Starman and Black Canary in text. So in other words, you're getting a page of reminding viewers what the background history on these 2 characters are. This is from the mid-60s, okay? Think about it. Black Canary recently, this year in 2017, she celebrated her 70th year. 70th year.
years.
She was
Yeah.
released in 1947. Flash Comics issue number 86. Great big book. I mean, always considered somewhat unjustly so. It's a second-tier character. I mean, when you have Wonder Woman, I mean, like, okay, you know, what can you say? But in her own right, she always fought her fight, and this is a great Murphy Anderson cover. She's never looked nicer. The blonde bombshell there, yes, classic cover. Also, for key factor appeal, this is also the first Silver Age appearance of the Evil the Mist there. His first appearance is also from the Golden Age. It's in an early Adventure Comics title, of which we'll be talking about adventure books. So this is a $20 book. Man, you cannot pay less for about a fine, very fine book. That is one fine praise print on that book.
$20, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
steal.
Oh,
Yeah,
Paulie.
so the Realm has this at about 143, and I had to question that. So I went to eBay to see what a 6-point CGC was going for, and they got it around $112, and that was just September 4th.
Well,
So it seems that the Realm is kind of, for these grades, not too bad.
okay, yeah.
Give or take,
I paid a whole whack of $200 Canadian, which about at the time was about $1.50 US, and I spent about another $75 CGCing it. Mine's an 8.5 VF plus.
Yeah,
I
big
was
difference in grade.
disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed. I mean, that's several hundred. I mean, how many hundred? I haven't looked. I think it was last time I looked, there was 3 something.
Yeah.
US. So I mean, it's a very nice book. In any case, $20 book, great pickup. The next book, Paul, is
Go here. Let's
this
see what we got.
is
Yeah.
Detective, this is Detective 371. Is this from January of 67?
68.
68.
January 68.
So we recently announced, and I guess we're just not going to get into it that much, that of course there may very, very well be a Batgirl live action movie in the works. Yes, the people there at Time Warner are talking with, who was it? Was it J.J. Abrams? They're talking
Yeah.
with some big dudes to make sure that they put together a kind of like a proposal. Maybe they already got a script on it. So needless to say, the rumor is that the early appearances of her are going to be shooting up. It's already happened, of course, to her very first appearance, 359.
That's for
now,
sure.
she has another appearance in Detective. Her third appearance, we featured that book. That's World's
We
Finest.
both have it. We both have it.
World's
Yeah.
Finest 169. Her fourth appearance we recently featured, that's Batman 197. This is in fifth appearance. So my definition of an early appearance, I had to say it, I judged up to 5, like the top 5 top grade 5 singles, top 5 greatest things. Top 5 appearances, an early appearance for me. This comes in last at number 5, but not last in cover appeal. I own this book. I paid $140 for about a very fine minus. Mike, again, $20. It's
20
like, wow.
bucks. $20.
What can we say? It's a classic, iconic cover. That's not our opinion, boys and girls. It's stated there, right there on the Overstreet Guide. This is a great cover, of course.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
cheesecake, very sexy in a kind of naughty, good way. And it's also, of course, the first appearance of the Burris Batmobile from the show in the comic books.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
So
just
it-
looking it over, I gave it around a 6.5, an F plus.
Oh, totally, all day long, man.
All
That's a
day
nice
long. We take a good
mid-grade
look
book.
at it. Now they got it worth on the realm. I don't have the price guide with me. They say 84. I doubt that. There could be some difference there.
Well, like I said, I paid 140 Canadian, which roughly translated that time was a little over 100 US, about 105 if you want to be precise. So I'm into it that for about a 7, a 5, at least a fine, very fine, which is I think what it could be. Whether it presses into a VF minus, we will find out and see.
Yeah. So we can always compare that later.
Yeah, so in any way, sexy, double key appeal on this one. So then our last appeal for the third on this set
And
is,
the door number 3 here.
yes,
Behind door number 3.
so we alluded to it. This is an adventure comics title. I've featured a couple of these recently as far as picks of mine. So here we have special guest Mike getting in on the act. This is 346. Yes, it's got the first appearance of Pharaoh Lad, Karate Kid, Princess Projector, and Nemesis Kid from July 1966.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also got the first Jim Shooter Legion story and the first appearance of the alien race known as the Khund. Now, of course, that's quite a few first appearances bundled in this issue for sure. Yeah, Pharaoh Lad's a character that doesn't last very long during the Silver Age. Yeah, he's a metahuman with the power to turn himself into living iron. His twin brother Douglas also has the same power. Now, he would sacrifice himself in destroying the Sun Eater only a few issues later. Yeah, next up, Karate Kid. Yeah, he apparently isn't just an expert at every known martial art. He has a form of super martial arts. Yeah. His real name is Val Armour. His father was Japanese and was one of Japan's greatest crime lords, known as the Black Dragon. Yeah, he killed Val's mother when she tried to hide Val from him. However, he was adopted by a character called Toshiaki, who killed the Black Dragon. Yeah, he was the one who taught Val the various martial arts. Yeah, but he would travel the galaxy to learn new forms of battle to master. In this issue, he joins the Legion along with Pharaoh Lad, Princess Projectra, and Nemesis Kid. Speaking of Nemesis Kid, he's actually sent by the Khunds to infiltrate the Legion. He's not a Khundo and from the planet Maiar. Yeah. See, they're a notable race of aliens who fight against the Legion of Superheroes mythology. They're volatile enemies of the United Planets. Yeah, Nemesis Kid will also be a foe of the group and will later join the Legion of Superheroes as a founding member. Okay, so there's a lot of key issue goodness here. The last thing to say that Jim Shooter was only about 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time he started writing for DC, he was really, really good. Who the heck is that good at 13 or 14? Yeah. But if you take into account why he had to do it, it's understandable. He said in an interview, my family needed the money. I was doing this to save the house. My father had a beat up old car and the engine died. This is before I started working for DC. And that first check bought a rebuilt engine for my dad so he didn't have to walk to work anymore. I was doing this because I had to, working my way through high school to keep my family alive.
Wow.
Great, iconic, historically great book. A nice mid-grader, at least a 6.5.
I gave it around a 6.
Yeah, so
At
I mean,
$15, it's killer deal.
15 US.
And
wow.
also, it also mentioned, I've seen somewhere on the web that Action Comics 339, both books hit the stands the same day. Back in the day, back in '66, July, and he had done a small Supergirl story in that one.
Yeah, he started early because he had
Wow. He was working, man.
to. 3 great books for
Cool.
$20 Canadian.
Well, that is a fantastic way to start the episode, Mike. Great pickups. I'm jealous.
Oh, I love him.
Star Wars Costuming Group. Head to the red control room and take your first step into a larger world.
Okay, so next up we got High End Jose, and he's going to be showing two books to us, and the first one is a really nice copy of Wonder Woman number 199. And if I'm not mistaken, this looks like a Hagenland pickup, or am I wrong?
You are wrong. This, all three books that Mike picked up from in this first segment, I picked up these two books from the very same dealer, from the very same half-price bins. That's why we don't want to give them too much, but they know who they are. It's a great dealer. They've been there before. Actually, this dealer, speaking of big books, that Flash 86 very first appearance of Golden Age, he had a CGC 8.5 of that book, and he was
about 1 million comics.
No. He had 18.5K on it. I don't know if that was Canadian, US. It doesn't matter for currency exchange right there. It's way above my thing.
Price, though.
But you know what? Here, let's talk about this book. Yeah, this is issue 199, volume 1 from April 1972. This is a classic gray tone bondage cover. This and issue 200 are very hot books in the market. So let's talk a little bit about the artist here, because I don't think we've mentioned her before. Jeffrey Catherine Jones was an American artist whose work is best known from the 1960s through the early 2000s. He did over 150 covers and many different types of books as well, venturing also into fine art. Fantasy artist Frank Frazella called Jones the greatest living painter. I'm not sure what that means really, but he first achieved fame as simply as Jeff Jones, but he lived for a time as a man, but later changed her name to Catherine and changed her gender. She had gender transition and was then legally recognized as female. So Catherine Jones. Anyway, so Jones quickly found work drawing comic pages for King Comics, Gold Key, Creepy, Eerie, Vampirella. He also painted covers for books including Ace paperback edition of Fritz Lieber's Fart and the Grey Mouser series. Also, they make their first appearance in comic books in this first Wonder Woman run. It's a nice little minor key there. So, now, in a superhero comic series notorious, of course, for its frequent bondage covers, Jones brings his own illustrative interpretation here, a very kind of nice fine art interpretation. A masked executioner looks on while a powerless Wonder Woman anxiously awaits her fate. Now, the cover design, if I'm being honest, suffers from too much text. They put it everywhere. Yeah,
it is.
But Jones' mastery of light and shadow adds a quiet sophistication rarely seen in comic books. Great bondage cover. $20 Canadian paid. I feel like oh wow. Okay, enough said on that. Needless to say, I mean, it seems almost besides the point to talk about price, but it's a lower mid-grade. If I'm being completely honest, grade-wise, I would judge it to be about a VG fine, about a 5.
Sounds about accurate, yeah.
Yeah, and that in the realm of that grade, it's about $30 US, which, you know, is fair enough. I paid $20 Canadian. In the realm, you know, at Overstreet, it's 16 for a 4 and 24 for a 6, so a 5 would be $40 divided by 2, $20 US. I paid essentially what the book is worth roughly, but with Canadian money.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough. The second book here, of which I'm equally chuffed up about, of course, is Captain Marvel, issue number 31 from March of 1974.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the beginning of the end is the title. Yes, in a way, it's the last 20-cent issue, but this also contains Thanos' appearance and an Avengers appearance. Now, for people who don't know, Captain Marvel was first introduced to us in Marvel Superheroes issue number 12. He soon had his own book. Captain Marvel issue number 1 came out in May of '68, but the title seemed to lack direction with an uneven series of fits and starts. Captain Marvel changed costumes and appearance, added Rick Jones as a supporting character in issue number 17, and went on hiatus for 6 months following issue number 19. Now, it returned in June of 1970 with issue number 20. It was published bi-monthly. The title appeared to be on life support, but on the brink of full-time cancellation, enter stage left Jim Starlin. Yeah. Mr. Starlin had started working for Marvel in 1972, fresh from a tour of duty in Vietnam as an aviation photographer. Yeah, Marvel, he mentored the young Jim well. He had a series of assignments as inker in Amazing Spider-Man issues 113 and 114, as cover artist, Where Monsters Dwell issues 18 and 20, and Amazing Adventures issue 17, interior pencils and writing, Iron Man issues 53, 55, and 56. Yeah, these are just some of the examples of the work he did prior to taking on the reins in Captain Marvel issue number 25. Now, yeah, he's penciler of choice on these books with some help from John Romita Sr., and the entire Marvel bullpen seems to be on board for the inking chores. Joe Sinnott, Al Milgrom, Klaus Janson, and many others. The writing chores are Mike Friedrich at the beginning, and Jim Starlin does the most of the rest, with some help from new full-time writer Steve Englehart at the end. Now, this issue has a terrific black window pane charge cover, led by Captain Marvel himself. In addition to the characters on the cover, Moondragon, Mantis, and the Swordsman have joined the battle. Thanos, the Mad Titan, has signaled out his first 4 must-die first heroes for their past intervention in his plans. The Unlucky Four, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Drax the Destroyer, and Moondragon, because she's from Titan. Now, we finally see Thanos' hooded companion, and she's a foxy-looking lady whom he claims is the reason he has embarked on his mad quest with the Cosmic Cube. Now, Captain Marvel has just finished a recap of past events when he's transported with the other unlucky 3 heroes to Thanos' base. They all put up a fight, but in the end, they are defeated. Thanos reappears on the very last page as a universal god. Dum dum dum. Yeah, I am really chuffed about getting this book. Why? Because this issue is the last issue, the last piece in the puzzle. I now have with this book the full 9-issue run. Captain Marvel issues 25 through 31 are in the bag.
Cool.
Yes, I will get the CGC. $30 paid on it. Wow, what can you say? Again, if you want to go conservative, Overstreet at 9, 2, 9, and 8, and I would judge this book to be about a VF8. The grade splits are 70, 50, and $30 US. What can I say? I paid $30 Canadian for a $30 US book that finished the sets of mine. I am very happy. Hoy hoy.
Nice.
Fantastic books, Jose, and that is a great start off for you as well. So wow, between you and you guys did really
We got
well.
on the foot running there.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Wow. Okay, so now something other than comic books featuring some sweet, sweet swag is Polly.
That's right. As you probably guys have figured out already, my comic book haul this weekend left much to be desired.
As in zero, nada, zilch, zilp.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just did not have time to go through the comic book bins. I just didn't. But that's not to say I didn't pick up some really cool things, and this is one of the cool things I picked up. This is a Comic-Con exclusive. Rey, Jedi Trainee, and Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, double Hasbro Black Series set. It's a really cool set, as you can see the detail by the figure when you open it up here. It's really neat, and this is not, like I said, it's not something you'll find at a Toys R Us or a Walmart. This is exclusive to the con. Now, to be clear here, these con exclusives are getting more and more common, and it's not like you're getting a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive here. You could go to the Hamilton Comic-Con next weekend,
It'll be exclusive there.
It'll be in the Hasbro store, and it'll be a Comic-Con exclusive there as well, and it'll be the exact same figure. So while they are slightly less common than your average everyday Black Series, this doesn't necessarily make it valuable. I just happen to be a big Star Wars fan and a collector of Black Series, so it is unique, somewhat unique, but it's not like if you're buying it because you think you're going to make a lot of money, and it's going to go shooting up in value. You're wrong, it won't. But it is kind of nice, and it's a conversation piece, and I really liked it.
Well, there is always that guy at the end of the rainbow, the completest, almost obsessive, compulsive kind of like Black Series collector who has to have every available
Yeah.
copy of that,
And
who
if you
will
missed
pay
it-
significant coin to pay,
yeah.
shell out for something like
And
that.
if you missed it,
Then you know what? It's like we always said, something's only worth what somebody else is willing to pay for it.
That's
so
right.
yeah, but there's some people out there. Maybe they're a dying breed. Maybe they're old school, or what we call the old run guys, like somebody like Mike who actually collects runs and stuff like that. Somebody who has to have every Black Series Star
Yeah.
Wars thing is gonna want to have this because they know in their mind that is out there and they don't have it, so they will pay a price for
Yeah.
it.
could
And-
be a 10-year-old now,
Yeah.
20 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about the comic book, so Paul. It's almost like the comic book gods are not smiling down
Okay,
on you when you
it's
get
not
to that.
the comic book gods aren't smiling down on me, but lately
not that time
I've
that
been
big.
no, not even. Well, that's part of it. That is definitely part
You
of
have
it.
commitments.
But not, and that's part of it too. But I mean, I've been spending a lot of money lately. For example, 2 weeks ago at Sandy's at Retro Rare Collectibles, I scored the most beautiful Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark film insert.
Oh, that was nice.
It was
Yeah.
almost pristine condition, and we're talking about a 40-year-old, and they haven't made film inserts from since 1985. So this goes back a long, long way. And so he offered me
A primo deal to get it very sweetly framed and presented.
175 for the poster, and then I'm getting it archivally framed with preservation glass, which is UV protected glass. So that's going to cost me another 240. So I'm into this for like 400 and whatever. What's that?
Ooh, Sandy will be happy to see you tomorrow. We're shooting this on a Friday night.
Yeah.
We usually hit the guy up after a lunch then, so you're going to be shelling out some sweet book.
Yeah, but
Bucks.
bottom line is that's what I'm trying to say is I shelled out a lot of money before the Fan Expo, so I need to start. I have to take it easy because I mean, once I get the Indiana Jones poster framed, I'm going to show it in the upcoming episode so you can see how truly beautiful it is. But I'm spending a lot of money lately, so I got to take it easy, and that's just what I did at the Fan Expo. I took it easy.
It's going to give you the opportunity to rub it in our faces, of course. Don't think that's not going to happen, viewers.
And rub I will.
And archiving it is going to increase the value.
You have to get tickets.
All right. Riffing on that Wonder Woman bondage, we have some Spider Woman bondage here with special guest Werewolf by Night. Nice cover. Sweet pickup.
Well, thank you very much, man. Cover Carmine Infantino.
Yeah.
In this episode, it has a civilian reference to Lindsay Wagner, the Bionic Woman, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, it is kind of cool.
Little notation there.
It
But
dates the
basically,
book very accurately.
As a run guy, I'm trying to figure out when does her cursing start, because in the later volumes she's known for cursing. So I've got almost the first dozen books. I'm just missing one. It's not the number one. I have almost the first full dozen except for number 9. So
But
if
as
you're
a
looking
run
for that
guy, you would know that this
Yeah.
is a particularly attractive and
Oh,
collectible
there's
cover.
a couple of cool bondage covers, and this is probably one of the better ones.
Yes,
Absolutely,
it is my favorite bondage
Yeah.
cover from that run, and I'm always on the lookout for it. At $10 Canadian paid, man, that's under 10 US. What,
Yeah, it's like
750?
$750 US. You know, it may be worth around about the same price. There's the Realm is saying 680.
Yeah.
But come on, it's crisp. It's beautiful. It's probably the highest grade book I bought this weekend.
And it's a
About
tough
an
black
8.
cover to get it in that.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. Do you think it starts with a 9 or an 8?
I'd say it's about an 8, but you know, it's cool.
Yeah, not very nice pickup. So, what's underneath the cover there? What's your second book?
The second book.
Sorry, guys, just going to mention something before you pull out the second book, because you did mention Lindsay Wagner, Bionic Woman. On August 31st, we lost Richard Anderson. As many of you may know, he played Oscar Goldman
Oscar Goldman,
in both The $6 Million Man and The Bionic Woman. Great actor. I think he was born 1926, and a shame, because I don't know about you guys, but during the
loved watching that
70s,
show.
I watched both those shows religiously, and
Me
$6
too.
Million Man was like one of the biggest shows on TV, and spun off Bionic Woman with Lindsay Wagner, and a great show, and a great actor, and he will be missed. And so I just thought I'd mention that. We lost another one. Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Okay, continue on.
All right. So the next one, of course, filling in the run of, you know, originally, let's start with 100 and below, the big Trinity. This is one of the Trinity Fantastic Four. I'm just making it in there with 99, of course. So
Inhumans, yeah, they're
Yeah.
popular, hot right now with the show coming out. Yeah.
damn straight. So this has Crystal rejoining the Inhumans, who is Medusa's younger sister. So she has a lot of play in and out of there. So anyway, just to cut things short, this is I give it about a 7.5. Paid about 45 US for it, which is 65 Canadian, I think. Might have given me a bit of a deal there. This is from Hagenland, by the way. These guys are always great, always coming up with really nice stuff. Looks beautiful. Lots of action on the cover. You know, Kirby, of course. Got to pick one up every show.
Gotta love those Kirby covers, eh?
Nice. Can't beat the king.
Okay, is that it? I mean, Mike, those are amazing books, and really great score.
I'm happy.
Are those the last two books you're going to be showing tonight?
Yeah, for tonight. There's a couple
Yeah.
more that I picked up, but we don't need to show
Yeah.
them
We're
tonight.
showing them and showcasing them and featuring upcoming
For
episodes.
the next
Yeah.
couple episodes, we're going to be showing you the haul from the Fan Expo, so we're definitely getting a lot more from Mike coming, that's for sure. Hey, wait a second. I don't think I like this very much. I'm the gold key guy. You're not allowed to buy gold keys.
What's going on here? I'm all confused.
You know what's killing me? Because I have a couple Dr. Solars, but I don't have a Dr. Solar like this one. This is the holy grail of Dr. Solars, if I'm not mistaken.
The key of the whole gold key issues of all time. This is their very first original character. Now, if you know anything about Gold Key, they did anthology stuff. They did licensed property stuff, you know, stuff like Lost in Space and Star Trek and that kind of stuff, you know. I mean, they didn't have any original kind of characters. So here we have Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, issue number 1 from October 1962. Yes. Has first appearance and origin, of course, of Solar himself, the first appearance of Gail Sanders, first appearances of Nero, Dr. Clarkson, Dr. Rasp, and Dr. Bentley. Now, yes, like I said, yes, the original version of Solar is Dr. Raymond Solar, and he's the original Gold Key character, the first character that was originally created to be a character in their issues. Yeah, so his first appearance in this issue also has his origin, and it hosted, of course, much of the first appearance of the character's supporting cast. Now, while trying to assist Dr. Bentley stopping a meltdown of the nuclear power plant where they worked in Atom Valley, Dr. Solar would absorb a massive amount of radiation in the heroic attempt. Dr. Bentley would die, and it was discovered that Dr. Rasp had sabotaged the plant and was an agent for the evil Neuro.
Wow.
Yeah. Neuro would be the original Dr. Solar's main nemesis, yes, throughout the Gold Key series run. Dr. Clarkson would also be a main supporting character, and Gail Sanders, of course, is the main character's love interest and fellow colleague. The massive amount of radiation he absorbed would turn Solar's body into pure energy. Somehow his consciousness is still intact, and so he's basically like a big living nuclear battery. Made up of energy he can release and direct it into almost any form he chooses, and manipulates matter at atomic and subatomic levels. Yeah, so like a battery, he needs radiation to recharge himself. Now, when his energy levels are extremely high, the dude can even travel through time.
Wow.
Yeah, so what I find perplexing and kind of a bit disturbing is that the modern Valiant comic series is more sought after than the old Gold Key comic series currently in the marketplace.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I'm more than sure that the Silver Age comics of this character are a lot more rare and harder to find in the current market than the Valiant issues. Yeah, don't believe me? Look at the CG census for both series. Yeah, none of the supporting characters from the Gold Key run for the original Dr. Solar crossed over into the Valiant universe. Yeah, CG's total submissions are low for this issue, and the highest one I think is only at like 9.6 near me plus. Yeah, so overlooked? Definitely.
Yeah.
Worth checking out? Another definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. First Gold Key issue? Yeah. On the hunt for? Big tick mark.
Yeah.
So, to end it, let's give out the spreadsheets from the cover the Overstreet and the Comic Book Realm. So Comic Book Realm will start off the 9.2, 9, 8, and 6.0 grade splits on this book are 630 US, 617, 552, and 195. Again in the 9.2, 9, 8, and 6 splits. Overstreet, the latest 47th Overstreet on this one at the 9.2, 9, 8, and 6.0 grade splits. 950, 612, 274,
Wow.
and 111. So weird. At the 9.0 grade level, almost exactly the same. 617, 612. But big difference, a third more. 630 versus 950, and the Overstreet having the higher price in the realm. Wow. Now, again, I judge this book to be about a fine plus, maybe a fine, very fine. 6.5. Possibly with pressing a 7. I mean, I think I got $5 off of it. I paid 120 Canadian, which is 90 US. So I look at it at a 6 anyway from both cover from the realm and from Overstreet, 195 and 100 US. So it's either $100 US, which is 125 Canadian, or 250 Canadian, 200 US. So either way, at $120, 90 US. Great score. Nice.
Yes.
I'm considering getting this one also
Yeah.
slabbed.
I'm going to get Sandy to find me a copy of this in a better, higher grade than you.
And
Of course, you've
I
been
can't
saying that for years now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of the Gold Keys.
Yes,
I've
you
always
are.
said they don't get the respect they deserve in the comic community.
That's true.
And look at the beautiful painted cover. You'll never find that with a Marvel or a DC.
Feel
I'm
the
sorry,
burn,
but you
Paul.
won't. I
Feel
just
the burn.
absolutely love it. Yeah.
The one thing I would say is this is like when I first ever saw this, like very first time, my initial reaction is like, what's happening to his arm? And when I'm talking about not the arm holding a test tube or something like that, the arm to the left there leading up there, it looks weirdly disjointed, like it's almost like melting, going like Mr. Fantastic rubbery.
Yeah,
What
true.
the heck is going on with that arm?
Yeah, it's a spectacular cover.
It's a great cover, man.
Pretty trippy.
yeah.
Trippy, yeah.
What's the year on that again? Sorry.
October 62.
Yeah, and it looks very
Okay,
60s trippy, doesn't
You're
it?
killing me, Jose. You're killing me.
I got the gold key.
Okay. Well, guys, I think that's where we're going to end it tonight. And I can't think of a better book to end it on than that. I'm speechless. But, guys, if you like what you saw, leave a comments. We got more really great Fan Expo hauls coming in the near future. But we love reading the comments. And if you do comment, we will respond. And we will see you next time.
Really, really good show.
Special guest Mike. Yes, yes.
Red, white, and black top, or was this guy right over here in the green? African, right there. for some people?
The show is now closed. Please make your way to the nearest